What is up, citizens of Gotham? You're watching the Bitcoin vigilante. I know I said I was like not going to be doing, a lot of this news stuff. I'll come in, weigh in once a while.
What is up, citizens of Gotham?
Sorry.
You are watching.
There, got it. I got it. So what is up? Hello, everybody in the chat. I know it is Sunday evening, about 8:40 on the East Coast, 5:40 on the West Coast, and wherever part of the world you're in. What is going on? There's a lot going down. My GoFundMe is up. Please support that. That is for this late night talk show that we are doing here in Bangkok. We're going to start doing that in March. And already got some investors involved. So it's very, very good. We're partnering with a production company here that's really, really excited. We got distribution in place and everything's going to be very, very good. It's a very cool project. Also, on my Patreon, I have the first episode of the new series Laughs Around the World. It's me it's like a, Anthony Bourdain, but for comedy. And there's a million comedians doing versions of this, which is great. Go out, show the world. But this is my version. And I shot it a year ago when I was on tour in Vietnam. So check it out. It's on Patreon. You can only watch it on Patreon. I'll release it eventually on my YouTube, but that might not be for a while. So you can support the show by watching the first. This one went out this week, and the first 3 episodes are cut, and I'll drop one a week on Patreon, and you can watch it at any level. I've streamlined the Patreon to just support me at $3, $5, $7, $10, $20, whatever you can afford. And everybody gets the same access to everything, and I appreciate it. And then there's the GoFundMe, which is also at grahamelwood.com. Just go to grahamelwood.com. You get links to all of it. And the Socialist Christmas album. I know Christmas just ended, but it's always a good time for socialism. So, it's crazy times are out there. Kevin is in the chat. Steve, Wendy, hello. Yeah, free Palestine. Absolutely. Japan just passed a law saying they're not going to allow, Japan said they're not going to allow Israeli tourists. Wow, bold move. So let me also get some things queued up and ready to rock and roll. Boom. Yeah. Okay. We'll get this all lined up. Let me know where you are in the chat. Happy New Year, by the way. I forgot to say, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. We're starting 2026 out the right way with a coup, with an illegal coup. All right. What happened? Let's just go. All right. Yeah. Go to CBS News for the Maduro. Okay. Let's get this first segment queued up because obviously it just happened. It just happened. So like, share, subscribe, everybody. And of course, support the GoFundMe, guys, to make this TV show in Thailand. It's a really cool thing. It's and you can support for a couple of bucks, you know, whatever you can afford, because it's the kind of show that Hollywood would not let me make. Hollywood would not let this happen. So, and big corporate media is not going to give me a show like this. But you can. You guys can. Like I've always said, it's the people's channel. So I'll be back in less than 10 seconds with our first Hot Fresh segment. So the United States arrests Maduro? Oh my God, they can't find anybody on Epstein's list. Not one of them. They can't find anyone from that list, but Maduro, boom, arrested. And we're going to free the Venezuelan people. We're going for your oil. Look, that's what America's doing. We'll get into it. That's what America's doing. I'm not saying Maduro's a good guy, maybe bad leader, but America, if you're Venezuelan, America is coming for your oil. Just know that. It's coming for your oil. They don't care how many people die. They will blow that country up. They will level it. They will turn everybody into poor people. They will turn people into slaves and prostitutes. America does not care because it needs your oil and it's coming. Hi, my name is Graham Elwood and you're watching The Political Vigilante. So this just happened like yesterday, I believe, or the day before that or something. This is from CBS. We're getting it right from the corporate source. And this is, you know,
drug dealer. From all the information that I've received, I would say no. I think the country clearly touched drugs. And there's information. I always have to be very clear that I might see certain amounts of information, and there's always a treasure trove of information that I've never seen or never will see due to classification or compartmentalization. But what I witnessed was not someone who is necessarily hardcore in the drug business. And I'll be interested to see in how the prosecution goes about proving their case.
63-year-old Nicolas Maduro was in power 12 years. In 2024, he lost his re-election bid, but remained in power and forced the winner into exile. Maduro ruled Venezuela's 28 million people as an autocrat, imprisoning his opposition and leaving the economy of an oil-rich nation in shambles. Yesterday, the U.S. Department of Justice revealed an indictment of Maduro, accusing him in a so-called narco-terrorism conspiracy.
These investigations aren't easy. They can be stressful and they can take up a lot of time. This one, 10 plus years. And you have
one of the investigators at the center of the case was Sandy Gonzalez. He served 25 years in the Drug Enforcement Administration, part of that in Venezuela and investigating Maduro.
Close to 20 years ago, DEA, the Special Operations Division, started looking at high-level drug trafficking in Venezuela. And it eventually led to...
Okay, I'm sorry. I can't listen to this. I can't listen to this. Okay, Maduro lost an election in 2024, maybe, but you know what America tried to do? Remember when they just said, oh, Juan Guaido is the real president. Juan Guaido is a CIA puppet. Again, I'm not excusing or saying anything Maduro did was like, he was this great, noble leader that they're coming after. He's probably done a lot of bad things that people don't like, but I don't trust my government. I do not trust the United States at all, that they're doing this to free the, no, you're not. Oh, and now he's a drug dealer. Okay. Since we're arresting drug dealers who have helped kill and poison Americans, explain to me how the Sackler family that owns Purdue Pharmaceuticals, that had to pay a $500 million fine because they deliberately lied to the American people. They lied to patients. They told doctors to say this drug was fine and to push their drug on people. They did it to get Americans hooked on their opioids. And it has decimated America. The opioid crisis has decimated America. And it was done by the Sackler family. So if you're going to indict Nicolas Maduro because he's a drug narco terrorist, then the Sackler family needs to also be in shackles the way we just saw Maduro with that messy shirt. I want to see the Sackler family stand trial. Oh, wait, we're not going to do that because the Sackler family buys politicians in both parties. I'm sorry. I just can't sit here at the false outrage and then to see the other thing too. So I'm a Bitcoiner and I follow all these Bitcoin people like Anthony Pompliano and they're supposed to be like these big Bitcoiners, but I'm realizing something in the Bitcoin space. I'm in Bitcoin because I see it as this thing that can free regular people. We're all in this indentured servitude of capitalism in the central banks. Get some crappy job, barely pay your bills, get a credit card at 29 to 30% interest, which is like mob rates, like mob loan sharks can probably give you a better rate. And then we have this credit score, which no other country has. And we're supposed to just keep doing that. Work harder, get a second job, get a third job. We can't afford houses anymore thanks to companies like BlackRock, thanks to Bush and Obama bailing out the banks and allowing 6 million foreclosures to happen. I'm going to list all of the American criminals that are actively and have actively destroyed this country over the last couple of decades before this guy. I mean, I'm sorry, man. And I see people like Pierce Morgan and Elon Musk. Like, I don't hear any Venezuelans complaining. And there are other Venezuelans that are happy Maduro got arrested. Yep. Yes, there are. Yes, there are. Plenty of them. Of course. Venezuela, like any country, is not a monolith where everybody agrees. Okay. There's people who are glad that he was gone. There's people who thought it was brutal. There's people probably that Venezuelans who had to suffer as a direct result of this guy. But I don't want to hear this is more, I mean, read the list of, just go to your computer. If you're Venezuelan, go to your computer and look up CIA coups just in Latin America. This is a coup because let me tell you something. If Venezuela didn't have oil, the American State Department wouldn't care what he's doing at all. They don't care. They don't care. And if he said, hey, American oil companies, you can have my oil and pay me a bunch of money, they would let Maduro like set puppies on fire on national TV in Caracas. Like America does not care. We're not the good, like, don't give me this, we're the good guys. We have to stop another bully. No, we're the bullies. We only care about money and oil. Venezuela has the #1 oil reserves in the world. This isn't a victory. This is a coup. And when people say socialism, I hear the big Bitcoin capitalists. I don't understand. I don't understand how you can call yourself a Bitcoiner. And I'm peeling away some of the sheen of some of these big Bitcoiners, because I assume most Bitcoiners are like, they don't like the central banks. So if you don't like the central banks, great. That means you don't like war because the central banks fund war. They fund war. But then they're all like, socialism is bad. They don't know what they're talking about. Capitalism has caused all of these problems, but they're rich guys who I realize this, they're not the like early adopters of Bitcoin or the people who got into Bitcoin because they think it's can empower average people. Because there's something like 2.5 billion people that don't have access to traditional banking. It might even be a higher number than that, but they have a smartphone. They have a smartphone, right? They have one of these. So I've been saying buy Bitcoin because the dollar is going to collapse. I'm going to do another segment about that today, about Saudi Arabia is joining BRICS. This is part of this too. That's all connected. Saudi Arabia just joined BRICS. It's not making a lot of news, which means Saudi Arabia also kind of got some, I think they have a lot of oil. I don't know. They're going to be leaving the petrodollar. So that's why this is like, we have to invade Venezuela. We have to get this oil. So accuse Maduro of whatever, man, kicking kittens, whatever. He's a drug narco terrorist. He's torturing his own people, whatever. Who cares? So we can sell this because we need his oil, because America is a collapsing empire. The world is getting off the US dollar. And I'm going to show you a whole segment about what's happening. But this is not, if somehow this does make life for the majority of Venezuelans better, okay, but there's people, Venezuelans protesting saying, why is America, we decide who our politicians are. There's many Venezuelans who are pissed off. Some are happy that this happened, but there's a lot of Venezuelans that are very pissed off. They're very pissed off. They're protesting in the streets. Go look for it yourself. So I'm tying this all in to Bitcoin. You might be like, Graham, why are you always bringing up Bitcoin? Because this is why regular people should own it. You see how complicated this is? It's all about oil and the petrodollar. America is losing its influence. It's losing its influence and it needs oil. If it has access to this oil, then it still can maintain its leverage, because China needs oil. China doesn't have a lot of oil on its land. China has to buy a lot of oil. They buy a lot from Russia. That's why those two countries partnered up. Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth. And I always have to spell this out because someone's going to get mad in the comments or whatever. No, I'm not a fan of Maduro. This is the United States doing what it does, staging coups. This is not about America, the American government, the American military, the Trump administration, the Pentagon. And Joe Biden would have done the same thing too, and liberals would go along with it. When a Democratic president does this, I mean, we killed Gaddafi and it opened up slave markets in Libya. We didn't kill Gaddafi to liberate the Libyan people. We did it for oil. We did it because a guy that has access to resources the United States needs wasn't playing ball with the US State Department and the petrodollar. So we took him out. We took him out. Who was a part of that? Oh, Hillary Clinton. Like, we took him out. We took him out. Obama did that. Took him out. Like, this is calling him a narc, and then getting this guy, he's a narco terrorist. CBS News. Oh God. And this is why young people don't watch this. Why nobody under 40 watches this. I only watch this crap to make fun of it. But go on TikTok. You'll see Venezuelans protesting. You'll see Venezuelans happy he's taken out, but you'll see a lot of Venezuelans protesting. And it's usually wealthy Venezuelans didn't like Maduro because wealthy people don't like socialism, because wealthy people then have to give up some of their wealth to help other people out. So follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth. Buy Bitcoin, put it in a cold wallet, because the dollar is going to collapse. Might be a slow, but it might suddenly just boom. This could trigger any number of things. You know, China might just go take Taiwan now or something. I don't know. I don't know what this is going to mean. Like, share, subscribe, you guys. Go to grahamelwood.com. I got a GoFundMe. I'm doing a fun late night talk show. And also my Socialist Christmas album is available. And I'm going to be doing a tour in Japan. I've got shows, and I'm going to be in Tokyo and in Osaka. And I'm going to be putting up ticket links very soon, like now. So go to grahamelwood.com. Thanks for watching. Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth, and shave your knuckles for justice. Boom. Hey, what's up? Good to see more people in the chat. Thank you for joining us, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. You can support us. This is on-chain Bitcoin. You can just do a super chat. That always supports what we're doing. There's ways to support us here, but go to the Patreon. Hi, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and I just want to thank you for watching our show. Please go to our Patreon and watch new episodes of Laughs Around the World, a brand new series of me traveling to foreign countries, meeting comics in that country, trying the food, the culture, and then doing a little show. And you see clips of all of it. It's sort of like Anthony Bourdain does stand-up. A lot of other comics are doing stuff like this, but this is my version, Laughs Around the World. You can only see it on my Patreon. This was shot last year when I was on tour in Vietnam. So go to grahamelwood.com and check out my Patreon, which is patreon.com/grahamelwood. Thank you. All right. Maduro makes Trump look like a, oh, it's a crazy time in the world. It's such an insane time in the world. Hello, everybody watching on the Rock. On the Rock Fin, on the Rock Fin, the Rock Fin, Rock Fin, Rock Fin. So another thing I need to get queued up here. Boom, 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 boom. Now Putin can kidnap Zelensky. Wow, you bring up a great point, Wendy. Yeah, now Putin can kidnap Zelensky. Oh my God. You know, so insane. It's so insane. It's so insane. All right, hold on. Let's get this. Bam. Here we go. This is something I want to go. All right. We're going to get this next segment queued up. All right, we'll be back with our next hot, fresh segment. Support the show any way you can, guys. A super chat helps. If you're watching on Rockfin, a tip helps. Boom, a little Bitcoin. I'll answer your question. I'll put it up on the screen. And then, of course, going to Patreon. Again, you're going to get the next month. I'm going to be dropping a new episode of Laughs Around the World, and you're the only people that can get it is on Patreon. So it's a brand new series, and I want to hear your input. I want to hear the Patreon folks, the people who have been supporting me and supporting the show, keeping it running. I very much appreciate that. So go over to patreon.com/Graham Elwood and watch it and let me know what you think. Put in the comments over on Patreon what you thought of the show. If there's something, oh, I wish you had more of this, or that was awesome, or more, I'd love to know more of this from wherever you travel, or that was awesome, or keep doing it, or whatever. If you're going to say mean stuff, probably not. You're going to go to Patreon and say mean stuff. But if you want to pay to say mean stuff, I mean, you do you, brother. Hey, man, you do you. All right, I'll be right back in less than 10 seconds with our next hot, fresh segment. Saudi Arabia joining BRICS. What does this mean? Is the US dollar collapsing? Are all the markets going to crash and cry? And my name is Graham Elwood. You're watching the Bitcoin Vigilante. Support our show right here. So I came across this video from Giannis. So if you're not familiar with him, Giannis Andernop, I forget how to pronounce his last name. Yannick, I forget. Long Greek name. But he's a big Bitcoin advocate, and he's a guy that's worked in finance, and he's been calling out, this is happening. And there's a lot of bubbles happening. There's a bond market in Japan, and he's going to explain all of this stuff. We're going to go through his video, and I'm going to show you that and he's very smart. He gives it could take 10 years for this collapse. It could happen in a day, in a week. And he gives all of these very different, well thought out scenarios. So, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and let's hear what this gentleman has to say, because this video is, let's just say, as soon as I saw it, I saved it, and I was like, I need to do a live stream. I watched this earlier today, and I was like, I got to do a live stream, because this is left my jaw on the ground.
Let me be clear about that from the start. 3 days ago, I was invited to what was described as an informal economic consultation in Basel, Switzerland. When I arrived, I realized this wasn't informal at all. This was an emergency gathering of central bank officials from across the Western world, and the panic in that room was palpable. I'm Yanis Varoufakis. I've been documenting the collapse of dollar dominance for months now. But until I sat in that room and watched some of the world's most powerful financial officials struggle to maintain composure, I didn't fully grasp how close we are to the edge. They know everything I've been telling you. They know it's worse than I've said, and they have absolutely no idea how to stop it. What I'm about to share violates several confidentiality agreements. But after what I heard, I decided that people deserve to know what's coming. The officials in that room are preparing for something they won't publicly acknowledge. And if you're not prepared, you'll be blindsided. The meeting was at the Bank for International Settlements, the central bank for central banks. About 30 people, deputy governors and senior policy advisors from Fed, ECB, Bank of England, Bank of Japan, others. Official agenda: monetary policy normalization. A real agenda became clear fast. A senior Fed official stood up. We need to stop pretending this is manageable. Treasury demand is collapsing. Unprecedented repo market moves. After Saudi BRICS, 3 largest foreign holders want out. This isn't policy challenge. This is crisis management.
Okay, so I just want to bring this up real quick. What he's talking about, Saudi Arabia on January 1st joined BRICS. And I just did a Google search, right, to see all the articles about it. There's almost none. The American media is pretending like it's not happening. This is massive. Saudi Arabia leaving the petrodollar to join BRICS. This is a shockwave thing, but the American media is not even talking about it. What are we talking? Which is another reason why I believe one of the reasons why Trump just is is attacking Venezuela and just arrested Maduro and would love to get into a full scale, because he needs, the United States just lost Saudi Arabia. So the United States needs the Venezuelan oil reserves, and they will say and do anything to get it. Say and do anything to, oh, he's a narco terrorist, whatever. I'm not saying Maduro's some great guy. There's Venezuelans that are very happy he's gone, and they probably have good reason. There's also a lot of Venezuelans who are not, who are like, what are you doing? Why are you taking our president? So pay close attention, guys. I've been talking about the petrodollar for a while on this show. It is linked to everything. It's why I'm a Bitcoiner and why I'm so perplexed when I see big Bitcoiners on Twitter being like, yeah, get rid of the socialist Maduro. I'm like, come on, are you that dumb? Or they're just rich guys that only want Bitcoin to be like digital gold, an asset. They don't want it to replace the dollar. They don't want to see people in small country, poor countries, whatever, using it and growing their wealth, which is what Bitcoin can do. But anyway, this guy's a big Bitcoiner, in my opinion, from what I see, for all the right reasons. But listen to what he's saying, because he was at a meeting of the central banks for central banks. This is how the world is actually run. And Trump getting Maduro and people losing their minds over Mamdani get elected, that is a puppet show compared to this.
The room went silent. Then everyone talked at once. First revelation. Foreign central banks are dumping treasuries faster than anyone admits. Official data shows modest declines. But a Bank of Japan official, we're not selling directly. We use intermediaries, offshore vehicles, disguised currency swaps. If we sold openly at the pace we want, treasury markets crash immediately. So we do it slowly, hidden, but we're exiting. ECB official confirmed.
Do you hear that? Japan, and I talked about this a couple weeks ago, Japan is slowly, quietly dumping bonds. If they did it all at once, the media would have to talk about it and all the markets would collapse. What they're worried about is regular people, such as they want a run on the banks. I've talked about this before, okay? We need to take a minute for what the run on the banks is and how it affects you. A run on the banks is then there's panic and everyone goes, you go to line and you'll see a line around the bank, because what every bank, especially in America, but this is true around the world, but especially America, they do not have enough cash to cover their deposits. They don't have physical cash. It's numbers on a computer screen. This is why I've been saying, get your money out of the central banks, put it at least into credit unions, but I would put it into Bitcoin and get it on one of the, get it off of the exchanges. What money you need to pay your daily bills, just keep enough of that in your account to use your debit card or whatever. But I'm telling you, man, this is terrifying. And he's not some tinfoil hat conspiracy guy. He was at this meeting, and Japan has been secretly doing this. These are Japanese officials, big bank officials from all of these countries. I know it sounds complicated, and I listened to it, and some of it I understood because, again, I'm not a tech or a finance guy. I'm a comedian who wears beads because I'm a surfer. But this is going to affect us. I really don't want anyone to get wrecked in this next collapse. All right, let's listen to more.
European institutions diversifying into anything non-dollar, gold, yuan bonds, even Bitcoin. Official reserve figures don't reflect real dollar.
The Bitcoin price since the weekend has now gone up to, it was stuck sort of between 85 and 90 for like weeks. And slowly over the weekend, it was going to 89. And every time it gets to, usually would get to 90, there'd be a big sell-off. It has broken 90. It's at 92, 93,000 right now as the recording of this on Sunday night in America, Monday morning in Asia. Bitcoin is slowly going up after this. And the Bitcoin price pullback the last month of being in the 80s, that was manipulated because they knew it's going to start collapsing. This is now my theory. They knew all of these treasury bonds and all this stuff is the dollar's collapsing. And there's been rumblings that Saudi Arabia and the UAE might join BRICS. So they quietly put the Bitcoin price down so they could slowly, quietly buy it. But now when everyone starts running away from the dollar, I told you this before, they're going to go to gold, maybe silver. It's going to be gold and Bitcoin and maybe silver, but gold and Bitcoin for sure. How do I know this? This is what happened in April when the tariffs tanked the markets and the stock market was down, everyone was down, and gold and Bitcoin just kept going up. So pay attention, guys.
Decline because we're using financial engineering to mask it. The publicly reported data understates the exodus. Real outflow is hidden across offshore transactions. They are doing this because if the true scale became public, it would trigger the crisis they're avoiding. Second revelation, the repo market, financial system plumbing, is breaking down. A former Fed official, since Saudi BRICS, repo rates spike erratically. Banks demand higher rates to lend against treasuries, unprecedented in peacetime. It means the market is pricing in treasury risk. Fed is intervening constantly to prevent meltdown, but can't do this forever. Third revelation, central banks are preparing capital controls they won't discuss publicly. Bank of England mentioned emergency protocols for capital controls, restrictions on moving money out. Just contingency planning. But Swiss National Bank, we've done the same, coordinating with ECB on potential dollar-euro swap limitations.
Don't look up Moringa. Seriously, just skip this. You walk past it in the market. You hear the name here and there, but nobody.
Capital controls, currency conversion restrictions, measures used during acute crisis. Western central banks are pre-positioning them. Fourth revelation, genuine fear about...
So just to clarify, capital control, what he's talking about is the banks are going to be like the last time we had like a big financial crash, or like 08, obviously, or when COVID hit. The banks restrict giving out loans. They don't give out cash because everyone's starved for cash. Right? Remember right after the 08 crash, 08, 09, 2010, it was really hard to get a loan. If you wanted to just get a loan, a business loan, or refinance your house, or get a, you know what I mean? It was really hard. Or just you were a first-time home buyer, you know, in 08, 09, 2010 after the crash. You know, they weren't just giving 10% down or 3% down loans. You had to put 20% down. Remember all that? So that they're bracing for that. They know what's coming. These are the people that control the world. So you got to pay attention to this, man.
Pension fund collapse. Discussion about pension exposure to treasuries. One official. We're looking at potentially $3 to $5 trillion in pension losses if rates rise another 200 basis points. That's actuarial mathematics. And we have no policy tools to prevent it. Someone added, the public doesn't understand yet. When they see retirement accounts crater, political pressure will be enormous. They'll demand bailouts. But we can't print our way out without accelerating inflation and devaluation. We are trapped. Fifth revelation. They see BRICS expansion as irreversible and are managing decline rather than preventing it. I expected strategies for maintaining dollar dominance. Instead, the conversation assumed it was ending. A Fed advisor. We need to accept we're transitioning to multipolar currency system. Question isn't whether the dollar remains dominant. It won't. Question is whether we can manage transition without complete collapse. Right now, I'm not confident. ECB. Europe is worse positioned. Losing industrial base, energy dependent, no military capacity. When dollar system restructures, will be collateral damage. The resignation was stunning. People tasked with defending Western financial stability openly discussing managed decline. During a break, a Nordic central bank official approached me. Young, brilliant. He said quietly, "Professor, you've been right about all this, but here's what you don't know. We've run the scenarios. No pathway ends well. Best case, slow decline over a decade with moderate pain. Worst case, sudden crisis. Markets freeze, currencies collapse, social unrest. We're trying to engineer the first, but variables are moving faster than our policy responses." I asked, "What's the trigger? What causes sudden crisis?" He looked around. Honestly, could be anything. A major country announcing full de-dollarization, a treasury auction failing, a geopolitical crisis forcing asset freezes, or cumulative pressure reaching a tipping point. The system is so fragile, any shock could trigger it. We're basically praying nothing goes wrong while we prepare emergency measures. That's what terrified me. The people responsible for financial stability are hoping nothing goes wrong. That's not strategy, that's desperation. This confirms every warning. Russia's frozen assets made countries question dollar safety. Now, they are quietly exiting through hidden channels. Germany's collapse is removing Europe's economic anchor. European bankers admit they are positioned for collateral damage. Petrodollar death was reducing automatic demand. Treasury markets now price in risk. China's infrastructure created alternatives. Central banks acknowledge multipolar transition is inevitable. Pensions are vulnerable to rate increases. Officials
Okay, like now he's painting all the scenarios. Do you see what I've been talking about on the show? Do you see why I've been like, it's good that pension funds have put even 5 to 10% of their pensions into Bitcoin? Because when the dollar crashes, like he's saying it's going to do, your pension's not going to be worth anything unless it's in Bitcoin. Everyone's quietly leaving the dollar. And let me tell you something, central banks, they have no loyalty to anything. They don't care. They're not waving flags. They don't care. And if the dollar and the United States becomes, again, when regular people can't afford their bills, when it costs you $1,000 to buy a banana or whatever, which is what has happened in Pakistan and all these other countries, when a gallon of gas is $20, $30, people are going to go riot in the streets. In America, which the largest ownership of guns, it's going to be mayhem. And you know what's going to happen if America plunges into some kind of civil war? All the money people are going to go, bye. Some of them have already left. They're like, I'm not staying in it. They're going to pull their money out and invest it elsewhere. They're going to pull their money and put it elsewhere. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. And you're going to go to your bank and say, hey, I got whatever. I got $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 in the bank. I need the cash now. And they're going to go, we don't have it. You have $5,000 in your checking account. We can give you $500. That's it. That's all we can give you. That's what's going to happen. And these smart people he said the best case scenario is they slowly do this over 10 years. That's the best case scenario. This is why Trump invaded. This is why Trump invaded Venezuela, to get their oil. Saudi Arabia just left BRICS New Year's Day. They did it on New Year's Day. What is the media talking about? Oh, New Year's celebrations, and what are your resolutions? And they're showing footage of all the fireworks shows from all of the New Year's celebrations for the last 24 hours. That's what's happening on New Year's. Everybody's hungover New Year's Day. In America, everybody's watching college football New Year's Day. And they also know that if they announce this, that could spring panic. I'm not doing this to get you to panic. I don't want you to run around and panic and go nuts. I want you to just be prepared, man. That's all I'm asking. And what has been happening? And if there's a big a sudden crash, I've always said this, Bitcoin will probably go down in the short run, but then it'll start going up because they're going to move their money out of dollars, out of anything. Any asset that isn't safe. All the currencies, all the Western currencies, the euro, the yen, they all start collapsing. People are going to put it into Bitcoin. Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth, guys. Be prepared. Start following this guy. He's got this the honest guy, he's got his own YouTube channel. Just watch it. It's very smart, very articulate, very well thought out, very well researched. You know, some of the other Bitcoin channels, I don't, whatever, but like, and the other Bitcoin channels, they don't get it. They're just like baby boomer conservatives, or they're big capitalists, and they don't understand this stuff, or they see it through the eyes of America's exceptionalism. They still are living in this like Cold War era America. They don't get it. So follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth. Buy Bitcoin. I mean, I'll put it up here. Whoops. You know, go to swanbitcoin.com. Go to swanbitcoin.com/Graham. When you buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, you get $10. You get free $10 worth of Bitcoin. I've had so many people come up to me and say, Graham, you told me to buy this. You told me to buy Bitcoin. I watched it on your show. I did my own research, and I bought it at 40K, 50K, and it went to 120, and you've helped me make money. And then, you know, every time it pulls back, you say, buy the dip, Bitcoin's on sale. And I listen to you, and I'm so glad that I did. Thank you. I listen to people. So, and this Swan is a Bitcoin only exchange. They don't sell any of those other altcoins. Don't buy those. Don't mess with those. It's not financial advice. I'm not a paid financial advisor. I've divested all my altcoins and cashed out and put them into Bitcoin. So follow the money, connected dots, get the truth, and shave your knuckles for justice. Boom. Anna Ringwald, yeah, the Fed injects $40 billion. There's all this money printing is already starting to happen. I should install solar panels. Yeah, if I wouldn't have been wrecked by the financial crisis and other things, I would be living in a house with solar panels, you know, and batteries, solar batteries to pack, to back everything up. You know? It's crazy. All right, guys. We're almost done, but my neighbor, she is getting ready. She wants to give you some New Year's tips. I think you know who she is. She's Darrianne. She's gonna put some stuff together. So if you just give me a sec, she'll be back in a jiff. Yeah. I'll be right back, guys. Oh my God. Oh my God. My hair's like being all messy and crazy. Oh my God. Look at my hair. Hey guys, it's Darrianne. Happy New Year. Oh my God. It's 2026. Like it's so amazing. You guys are amazing. I hope you had like best New Year blessings like ever. It's just, oh my God, my hair's just stopping. Oh my God. Just stop popping up like that. It's so crazy. Like it's just trying to use a comb. Oh my God. It's crazy. We got to fix that. Oh my God. Look at that crazy. There, we fixed it. Oh my God. It's amazing. And we're not messy hair. Like if you like messy hair, we're not messy hair shaming. Like whatever you want to do, messy hair blessings or however you make your hair stand out. This is driving me like insane. Oh my God, you guys, look at that piece right there. It's so tangled. We fixed it. But if you like tangled hair, you guys, like we're totally tangled hair positive and celebrations of all your hairs and stuff like that. But I just wanted to say, oh my God, first of all, Happy New Year. I hope you had like an amazing 2025. My 2025 was amazing. Todd found he's like still on his year journey and he's like totally like connecting with himself. Like he's in a mountain right now. He's up in Chiang Rai, which is like there's a Chiang Mai and a Chiang Rai in Thailand. And I guess one of them, they both have good energy, but one of them's got better like mountaineer energy or whatever. So that's where he is. He's amazing. So I'm just here doing some stuff. And, I came here, Graham let me use his live stream and he was like, oh my God, we're invading some guy named Maduro was invaded or something. And it's like, wow, it's so crazy. Like, I didn't understand any of it, but it's like, I hope there's no more invading stuff. Like, why would you invade a person? Like, what did he do? He sounds like, I mean, if he was like mean or whatever, like, don't be mean, you guys, be nicer. Like, and I don't know why we need to invade people or whatever. It seems kind of crazy, but you know, whatever you're into, you know, you know, thoughts and prayers, and for, you know, support the militaries, you guys, or however that works. But I just wanted to give you some great like New Year's tips, like life hack, things that have helped me. And so I know a lot of you guys probably use Q-tips or whatever. And I was like, you know, Q-tips a lot of times come in those big like weird boxes, and it's like, but we're not weird box shaming. Like if we're totally box positive. If you like boxes, like that's totally cool. But for me, like, that box is like not, it's hard. Like, where do I put it on my bathroom counter? And I thought like taking like regular little, like a little plastic container and just putting the Q-tips in there, like just stacking up. And then you like can take the top off, and then it's just like always right there, like right out of the shower, boom, boom, boom. This is amazing. You know what I mean? And like keep your ears like clean and hygienic or whatever. But like whatever like journey your ears are on, that's totally cool. Like we're totally ear positive, and however your ears are. But like, so they make these like whatever in like a, I don't know, like a Q-tip factory or whatever. And then they put them in those big boxes. And so now, and like, this is so easy. And then, you know, the thing about this like, oh my God, you can just travel with this. You could get even a smaller one and like put that in your bag when you're traveling. Like I, you know, was just up and in Chad's yurt, and I had a smaller one of these. So like total smaller plastic, but big plastic bins, you know, whatever size bin you need for your plastic ear cleaning stuff, like totally amazing. But I just thought like, these are some helpful tips that I wanted to share. My name's Darrianne. You guys are awesome. 2026 New Year blessings. You guys are great. Have like an amazing New Year's or whatever. And, you know, let's be nice. Let's not need to be like fighting or invading people or whatever. Like, let's just be nice and kind to each other. It's totally sweet. And Darrianne blessings. You guys are amazing. Thoughts and Q-tips, you know what I mean? All your ears are awesome. Like, I'm best friends with all of your ears. Like, oh my God, I love all of your ears. You guys are great. So happy New Year's, you guys, and happy New Ears. All right. I hope that was helpful. Darrianne, I hope that helped you guys with whatever kind of Q-tip issues you're having. You know, never put anything smaller than your elbow in your ear. Let's hold space for hair choice. Thank you so much for that. That's great. When did Saudi join BRICS? January 1st. Bitcoin doesn't work in the stock market, but it will. What can I do if I have a 401k and need it for retirement at age 43? I know. I should sell solar panels. All valid questions. All valid questions. Well, everybody, thank you so much for supporting our show. Like, share, subscribe. And again, go to Patreon, because you're going to get exclusive access to the Laughs Around the World show. You can subscribe to Patreon for as little as $3 a month. And it just helps support everything we do. And as I said, for 2026, we're moving into more sort of comedy scripted stuff. I'm still going to do segments like this every once in a while, but, and if you joined us late, this will go up on Patreon, the whole, unedited audio and video. So support what we're doing and go to grahamelwood.com. You can support the GoFundMe. Like, do that right now. Anything you can support GoFundMe for as little as $5. That helps get the series. Any way you can support, we appreciate it, because I don't take money from big corporations. They've censored me 6 ways from Sunday, but I'm still here, baby. I'm still going. are you able to do this, Graham? You lost all that money and you're not making it. Bitcoin. So, yes. But I've got shows coming up. If you're going to be in Japan, the end of January, the end of this month, I will be in Japan doing shows in Tokyo and Osaka. So come out to a show, and thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Happy New Year. Stay safe. You know, grow your own food, buy some Bitcoin, put it in a cold wallet, and shave your knuckles for justice.